I'm the executive director of Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company. And over the years, I've had to, help people build their finances, help people to invest their money wisely. And we are into real estate. So real estate investing is what we do. We help people to invest, their money in real estate so they can have huge return on their investment. So today's webinar is on family finance. Now, what is family finance? Before we delve deeply into the discussion for today, I want us to discuss briefly what is family finance. Or first of all, let me talk about the company, how Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company started. We've been in business for over 2 decades. Yes, we've been in business for over 2 decades. And the business started in Benin, right? From Benin, we grew to Lagos. We expanded to Lagos. And in Lagos, we've been operating corporately for the past less than half a decade. Okay, more than half a decade. That's over 5 years. We've been in Lagos State, and over the years we have, helped a lot of people to invest in real estate. Now, majority of our clients are Nigerians in diaspora, and that is why Esther coming on board as our brand ambassador is to also help reach Nigerians in diaspora on real estate investing. Now, one major thing that we have observed, in the course of our real estate marketing, in the course of our having to, travel abroad to do marketing, tour, and all of that, we find that a lot of Nigerians in diaspora are afraid to invest in real estate back home in Nigeria. A lot of people have had their fingers burnt. A lot of people have tried to invest, but over time, they got disappointed because maybe they gave one uncle, one relative, someone out there to help them invest their money in real estate, and they didn't actually get the best return from it. So over the years, over time, we have a lot of people who are not interested. They don't want to, not because they're not really interested, but because of the experiences they've had, they don't want to go into real estate investing back home in Nigeria. They are not sure security-wise. They are not sure. They're not sure if the government is going to come after their property. They're not sure if, they're not here. So if I buy, what happens to my investment? Who will protect it for me? How do I secure my investment? How do I look over it? I mean, and I don't want a relative or someone to be aware or to even come and check it for me. So what happens? And that is why we come in as a real estate company. Now, we bridge the gap between investors and the government, and of course the Omonile, that's the community. So investing in real estate with us, you are sure of you are guaranteed 100% security on your investment. That's not because I'm here just talking. It is what we have been doing for years. Like I said, we have been in business for over 2 decades, and majority of our clients are Nigerians in diaspora. And then they have over the years invested with us, trusted us with their real estate investing. And today we have helped a lot of individuals to invest in real estate. And that is why Esther thought it wise that, okay, she's been our brand ambassador for years, for some time now, and she's been trying to reach out to a lot of Nigerians in diaspora, okay? And a lot of them, have shared their concerns, have shared their fears, their doubts, and all of that. So she thought it wise that, okay, let's organize something that will be easy for Nigerians in diaspora back home who really want to invest, who really want to have something, back home, not just something, but to build wealth. Remember that, if you're in another man's country, you are not really home. Home is home. Nigeria is home for you. So there's no how you will not want to have something back home to fall back to. Maybe at the retiring age of your life, you may want to, come back home, or you just want to leave a legacy for your future generation to enjoy from. Okay, so that's the essence of building wealth through real estate investing with us. So together, we share a common goal, and that is empowering families to build generational wealth through smart real estate investments. That is what we are after. That is our aim. That is what we want to achieve through this webinar, building and empowering families to build generational wealth through smart real estate investment. A lot of you have done real estate investment before, but you didn't do it the smart way. You didn't do it the best way. You didn't get the best outcome from your investment. So right now, we want to help guide you. Do it the best way, the smartest way possible. Okay, so how does this how will this come about, or how will this happen? Okay, we help families to build generational wealth through investment. Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company, we are a leading real estate expert based in Lagos, based in Benin, based in Abuja, and of course in the United Kingdom. We have our branch in the UK as well. We have expanded to the UK because we find out that a lot of Nigerians, in diaspora also have interest in investing, but they are afraid, like I said earlier. So we thought it's wise to expand just beyond, Nigeria to, to diaspora. So we have a proven track record of success in helping families achieve their financial goal. I'm sure you were very, very interested when you heard family finance, and you really wanted to know about this family finance, how to go about it. Now, I'm sure also that it is of great interest to you that you want to build wealth, you want to build transgenerational wealth that your children, your generation will reap from. Okay, so I'm very certain that is what is of utmost interest to you. So if that is your interest, you are in the right place. So we have a team of professionals who are dedicated to providing you with the knowledge that you need, and the support that you need to make this informed decision. We have lots of professionals who are trained to help you, to guide you through this decision that you have embarked on. Okay, so what is Family Finance Network about? I've spent so much time talking about the company, talking about the brand. What is Family Finance Network about? A Family Finance Network is a community. Now, we are building a community of Nigerians in diaspora who want to build generational wealth, who wants to build transgenerational wealth, who want to improve their wealth portfolio, who have interest in investing back home in Nigeria. Okay, so we are helping a lot of Nigerians through this community to empower you to achieve your financial security through real estate investing. We know that there are various forms of investing. You have cryptocurrency, you have stock, you have bond, you have all sorts of investing. But I can assure you that real estate is the oldest form of investing. Real estate has been since time immemorial. And I can also tell you that real estate is God's gift to man. God blessed the world with land, with water, right? So it is a gift from God to us. How you are able to harness this gift is up to you. It depends on the decision that you're going to make today, that informed decision. And that is why we are here to help you make that informed decision, to harness God's gifts to you, to help you become rich. I'm a Christian, so I'll quote scriptures. And the Bible says that it is God's will for us to be rich. It says, I wish above all things that we may prosper and be in health, even as our soul prospereth. So it is God's desire for us to prosper, to be in health, to be wealthy. God doesn't want to see anyone working, laboring over the years. You keep working, toiling night and day. Some of you do like 5 to 6 jobs, even in the cold, in the rain, come sun, you are working. It is God's desire that that's your labor. It is harnessed to build wealth. How do you build wealth? That is what we are here to help you with this Family Finance Network. Okay, so by joining the network, you will connect with like-minded individuals, and you will also gain access to tools and knowledge that you need to build a brighter future for your family. This is a network of individuals, like-minded individuals. As long as you're interested in building generational wealth, I'm sure that's why you are here, and every other person that is here as well, to build generational wealth. So you are here connecting with like-minded individuals who want to, take the bull by the horn, who want to build their wealth through real estate investing. Now we have different classes of real estate investing. We have the traditional wealth creation versus the real estate investing strategy. Okay, so we're going to talk about both. Traditional real estate wealth creation, normally you just buy land, you leave it, or you buy land, you build, right? You just own a property, you have a house, it ends there. So there's another strategy, which is a real estate investing strategy, which we are going to be delving deeply into. Now, this strategy or this type of real estate investing is aimed at building generational wealth. It's aimed at building and increasing your wealth portfolio, right? It is good to have one plot. It is enough to have 2 plots. It's enough to buy a house, and you are comfortable with that. But I will not guarantee you generational wealth. If really you want to become a millionaire, you want to become a billionaire through real estate investing, this is a strategy. In life, there are strategies. If you don't know how to apply strategies, you will not win the battle of life. You'll just be living an ordinary life. So there are strategies to everything. And that is what we are here to help guide you through the strategy that will help you in no time. You will look back 5 years from now, you will look back 10 years from now, and you'll be grateful that you took the step to attend this webinar, because it's a life-transforming one. Trust me. A lot of people will pay so much to attend this kind of webinar, but it is free. The fact that it is coming to you free of charge doesn't make it to lose its potency, or doesn't mean that you shouldn't take, advantage of the opportunity that it presents. So I want you to listen keenly. If you have questions, please start noting them down, because at the end of the webinar, I'm going to take questions. I'm going to answer questions and concerns that you have. Okay, so I mentioned traditional real estate, and then the real estate strategy. We're going to talk about the challenges of both. Now, for traditional real estate method, like the stock and markets can be volatile and subject to change. Okay, some of you, maybe you've invested in bonds and stock. Once there's inflation in the economy, you know what happens? The value of your stock drops. Now, the beautiful thing is that when there is inflation, trust me, real estate increases. The price of property increases. Now, we know today what the economy is like in Nigeria. Dollar is on the increase. The naira is failing. But the price of real estate, you've not heard that it has gone down. Every day, it keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. That is because real estate is an edge against inflation. Real estate is a sure form of investment that you can bank on, you can keep your money on, irrespective of the inflation. The only reason why you would sell a real estate property below what you have bought is only if you are selling on duress. Maybe you just need money like ASAP. That's the only reason. But if you want to go by the market value, you can't invest in real estate and not, make huge profit from it. most especially if you are investing with the right company and your investment is right. Okay, that's why we are saying invest smartly using the strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you very shortly. Okay, so saving alone is not enough to build wealth. We all know that. If you keep your money in the bank, I mean, the interest rate is little or nothing. It's just to know that you have your money saved somewhere, but the interest rate is nothing compared to when you bank your money on land. I'll share examples later of how properties have increased in price within the shortest time possible. If you had your money on land during those periods, you've sure made good profits. But if you kept your money in the bank, of course, it's little or no interest. So saving money in the bank is not the surest way to build wealth. It's just a way to save up your money. After you have saved up some amount of money, what then do? You take out of it and invest it. It is saving money in the bank is, I don't want to use the word, the silliest thing to do when it comes to real estate, when it comes to investing. Keeping your money in the bank, you have millions in the bank, is the silliest thing to do. So keeping your money in the bank is not the best thing to do. When you've saved up some amount of money, the best thing to do is to pull it out and invest it. And of course, real estate investing is the best form of investing that anybody can go into. Okay, so let's look at real estate as a pathway to building generational wealth. How is real estate a pathway to building generational wealth? How has real estate helped people to build generational wealth? Number one, it's a tangible asset. Real estate is tangible. You can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it. It's tangible. Stock is not tangible. They just tell you it's based on information. The market is high today. Oh, sell. You can pull out. You can buy. You can sell. It's not a tangible asset. But real estate is a tangible asset with a proven track record of appreciation rates. Depend on the location that you invest in, it has a very high appreciation rate compared to any form of investing. Okay, so owning property can provide you with a steady stream of rental income, right? So when you buy properties, when you buy houses, for instance, and you're not in Nigeria, of course, you will not leave the house to just be there so that it doesn't start to dilapidate. You put it on rent. You're getting what? Rental income. That's one way to build generational wealth. Now, take for instance, you buy a house of 50 million naira, 60 million naira, 100 million naira, and then you put it on rents. And yearly, if you want to do rental income, you're collecting maybe 4 million naira in a month, a year. 4 times, let's say 5 years. Can someone help me do the maths? If you do 4 times 5 years, right? That's 20 million. Are you close to already getting the return of your investments? Did you get my calculation? If you can hear me, please, I would like to get a response. I said owning property can provide you with a steady stream of rental income. So if you build or you buy a house that is worth 60 million naira, for instance, or 100 million naira, and you're not going to stay in that house because you're not in Nigeria, so you try to put it on rents, and you're collecting 4 million naira, 3 million naira. Okay, let's just say 4 million naira, depending on the location. Now we are on the island, the Lekki Aziz. So what properties we have are in Lekki, and the rental income in these locations like 4 million naira, 3 million naira. If you own a house that you bought for 60 million naira and you put it on rents and you're collecting 4 million naira yearly, in 5 years, how much will that amount to?
It's 20.
Okay, sorry. Okay, are you close to recovering your investments? If in 5 years you've earned 20 million naira from that property that you bought at 60 million naira, are you close to recovering your investment?
No.
You're not? You are close.
No.
Because it's
Of
a
course not.
tangible asset. It's going to be there forever. The house is going to be there forever. 10 years is still there. 20 years is still there. 50 years is still there. There are some houses that are old as 50 years. You can keep collecting rental income. Okay, so that is a good way to keep your money instead of keeping it in the bank, right? Okay, so real estate is also an edge against inflation, as property values always tend to rise over time. The rates of real 5-bedroom duplex right now in Lekki is not the same rate as it was last year or even 2000, the year 2000. Now, during COVID, a lot of people were buying properties. I guess because of the grants the government was giving to Nigerians in diaspora, a lot of people were investing in real estate massively, that year. Now, the price of real estate then compared to now is not the same. It has since increased in value. Just last year, we had a property we're selling for 65 million, 70 million naira, a duplex, 5-bedroom duplex, right? This year, due to inflation, due to the rise of dollar, we increased it from 70 million naira, is now selling for 120 million naira. Now, those who bought at that price, have they gained on top of their investments? Yes or no? Please, I want to get a response. I know some of your cameras are on. If you don't want to, yes, you can nod your head. You can just, they've gained a lot. They've gained a lot. So that to tell you that no matter the inflation, no matter how high it is, if you have an investment in real estate, your money is safe and secure to invest because it will never depreciate in value. Rather, it will increase in value pretty fast. Pretty fast. Some people bought that estate as low as 35 million naira when we started building because it was an off-plan project. Off-plan means that you buy when we are building. Okay, you're buying into the plan. The house is not completed yet, but it's under construction, and then you buy. Some people bought at 35 million naira. Today, it is selling for 120 million naira in less than 3 years. Is that a good investment? Yes. If you have that money kept in the bank, please be honest and sincere. Would you have that return on investment if you had kept the money in the bank? Or if those individuals kept the money in the bank? Would the bank have given them 80%, or this is over 100% return on investment? Would the bank have given them that interest on their investments?
No.
No.
The answer is no. Definitely no. So that's to tell you that real estate is an edge against inflation and is the best form of investment you can and you should go into. Okay, so real estate can also be used as collateral. If you have a house, you can use it to raise funds if you need to do any major project that requires you to get facility or loan from the bank. You have something to fall back to, right? I'll share a very notable story of Ibuku Awoshika, Mrs. Ibuku Awoshika. I don't know how many of you know that lady. Okay, some years back, okay, she bought some plots of land in Chevron Aziz. She bought like 6 plots of land at that time for about less than 7 million naira, 6.5 million naira. And in the space of 4-5 years, between 4-5 years, she needed to start up, her chair company. She's a chair. They call her the chairwoman because she has a chair company, and she needed to start up the chair factory. And she needed to, make some down payment to investors who were coming to help her set up the company, right? But she didn't have the capital. All she needed to do was to liquidate those 6 plots of land. She sold those 6 plots of land that she bought for about 7 million naira. Guess how much she sold those plots of land? She sold for 61.5 million naira. 61.5 million naira. 8 plots of land in the space of 5 years. That's real estate for you. If she had kept that money in the bank, she probably would need to take more loans from the bank to be able to facilitate or finance her projects. But she didn't need to do that. She didn't need to borrow. There was nothing on the land, no fence, no block, no work done on those 8 plots of land. But within the space of that 6 years, she sold 61.5 million. That's what we call land banking. You bank your money on land. You put it on land instead of stocking it in the bank. Okay, so these are opportunities that real estate investing presents if you want to truly build generational wealth. Okay, so let's talk about the strategies. That's the essence of this call, of this webinar. What are the strategies? Number 1 is land banking. And then number 2 is co-investing. That's what we are here to discuss today. There are other options that you can also go into. But basically, this discussion, this webinar is on land banking and co-investing. So at the end of this webinar, you're going to decide which one do I want to go into? Which one do I want to do? Please note that this webinar is exclusive to just a few people. It is not open to all of our clients. It's not open to the public because it's a request from Esther, right? You guys love her. You are a fan, and you trust her enough that whatever business she's into, it is genuine, it is secure. That's why you clicked on the link to join this webinar, right? This is a call from her because she wants to help Nigerians in diaspora to invest. And she had that discussion with me that let's do this webinar and let's see what we can help Nigerians in diaspora to do with their money, because a lot of them really truly want to invest, but they don't know how to go about it. So this is an exclusive webinar. It is not open to everybody. This opportunity is not open to everybody. So the earlier you take advantage of it, the better, because it will be closing soon. We're not going to keep it running for too long. It's going to be closing pretty soon. So as soon as this call is over or this webinar is over, just quickly make the decision on which one you want to go into. Is it land banking or is it co-investing? So I would explain both quickly. Now, land banking is a smart investment strategy that allows you to acquire land at a lower cost, at an affordable price today, with the benefit that over the years, in future, there's going to be increase on the said portion of lands that you have invested in. I just gave you an instance of Mrs. Ibuku Awoshika. It's not a cock and bull story. You can go and read it up on the internet. She says it in her seminars and all of that. 6 years investments that she bought for less than 7 million naira, she sold for 6.5 million naira. That's what land, that's land banking. She didn't have to build anything on the land. She didn't build a house. She didn't mold block. She didn't do fence. She just bought 8 plots, left it to appreciate. Okay, so land banking is a smart investment strategy that allows you to buy land at affordable price. You hold for some time and then sell when you want to sell. Now, people will say, I'm doing land banking, and in 2 years' time, you are already asking to sell the land. That's not how you do land banking. If you really want to do land banking, please be sure that you're going to leave the land to appreciate over time, because that is when you're going to reap the benefits of your investments. Okay, so invest in areas that are developing, upcoming in areas that are developing, that has the potentials. Please note what I'm saying, that has the potentials for growth. Now, in Lagos State, we have locations like Ibejuleki. Sorry, I'm trying to plug my device. We have locations like Ibejuleki and Ekpe. These areas are very viable for land banking opportunities because a lot of people are going towards that direction to invest. In real estate, we'll say go to where people are running to and be among the first to get there. Because when you buy, when it is still very affordable, trust me, you are in for generational wealth. Because by the time a lot of people are already running to buy, you have bought at a very affordable price. So when you are selling way, way more than what you have bought. So that is how to do land banking. So you buy in areas that are developing, that has the potentials and the value for significant increase. Okay, so at Ehi-Kings, we have proven track record of identifying potential areas with high return on investment, very high return on investment. I'll give examples of two of our estates that are selling massively with high return on investment. The number one is Perfect Garden Estate Ekpe. Now that estate was launched in 2001. When we launched that estate, we're selling for 2.5 million naira. Initially, we sold for 2 million naira, but not for long. And then we increased to 2.5 million naira within the same year. But right now, that estate is selling for 4 million naira. And that 4 million naira was increased. I think we increased in January this year, 4 million naira. And trust me, before the end of this year, it will definitely increase again. So that's over 80% return on investment within 2 years. We have another one, Grace Court Estate Ekpe. So that one, the return on that one is massive, very massive. That's selling at 3.5 million naira 2002. This is 2004. They're selling that estate for 2002 for 3.5 million naira. From 3.5, we increased to 5 million naira. Why? Because the area is, you know, they say is hot cake, and a lot of people are rushing to invest in that location. So from 3.5 million naira, it became 5 million naira. So in the course of the huge appreciation rates, from 5 million naira, right now, currently, we are selling for 10 million naira. Can you beat that? So it increased by over 100%. 2022, sorry, not 2002, 2022, right? 2022, that's 2022, 2024. Thank you for that. So in the course of 2 years, from 5 million naira, we are now selling for 10 million naira. Can you beat that? We have been in business for over 20 years, over 2 decades. So we know when it comes to location, and trust me, real estate investing, location is key. If you get it right with location, you are sure on your way to building generational wealth as quickly as possible. Why a lot of people get stuck is they invest in locations that don't have potentials to increase in value. Okay, so that's that has high return on investment. Then the next is co-investment, opportunity. I've shared with you the land banking opportunity and then the co-investment opportunity. So at the end of this webinar, you're going to decide which one do I want to go into. Is it land banking? Is it co-investing? Now, how does co-investing work? Co-investing allows you to pool resources with other investors to access properties that might, that may not be of your reach at the moment. Maybe you cannot afford the property. Like I said, we have from properties selling for 10 million naira. If you can't afford 10 million naira at the moment to buy that location, you have heard me talk about the potentials that the area is appreciating very fast. You don't have 10 million naira to invest at the moment, but you have 5 million naira, you have 2 million naira, and you want to invest in that estate. You're going to co-invest with other people. How does co-investing work? You put resources together. It could be 5 of you, it could be 3 of you. You say, okay, let's buy this land. We have heard how it is appreciating. The location is good. Let's invest together. It may not be one plot. You can be here. You are the only one hearing this, but you have a group of friends or investors or partners that they are looking for where to, put money. They're looking for where to invest their money. They're not sure. This is a sure one, 100% sure. You can pull them together and say, okay, you know what, guys, let's invest together. Let's join hands together. Let's buy from this estate. Let's buy from this company. You can buy hectares. You can buy in hectares. You can buy 6 plots. You can buy 10 plots. You can buy 50 plots, 100 plots together. You can buy an estate. We will open one estate for you if you have such people in your circle that you can co-invest together. And of course, there'll be documentation. You're not going to just buy and then no security, no documentation. We have legal teams that will help with the documentation process. All terms and conditions laid out, signed by the co-investors together, and then leave it to appreciate over time. If you want to come and check, you can come to Nigeria. If you have someone you want to send to Nigeria, fine. We are here. We're not running. We've been in business for years. You come do your due diligence as well. Okay. And then you co-invest together. And after some time, after some years, you start choosing jobs and choosing, what to do with your money. Like Esther said in the ad video, you don't want to be working abroad, working, and you want to send money back home to come and start up a business that you are not sure of, a business that you don't know the nitty-gritty of the business. You don't have you don't have a say, you don't know how it works, but you just want to have an investment back home. Don't bother yourself. Don't stress yourself to go and do one business that you don't know about. You give one relative that will not make returns to you, that will not even tell you how the business is going. Why waste your money? Why do all of that? Invest it on land. Gather your friends, people you know, and trust that, okay, if we do business together, we are very sure of making returns from the business. What is most important here is the company that you are dealing with. How credible is this company? Like I said, we have built a track record. We have not had any issues by the grace of God. We're not boasting, because real estate in Nigeria is a very tough one. Trust me, it is a very tough one. But by the grace of God, we have been in this business and we have not had any issue. We give all glory to God for that. We're not boasting. Yeah. So you ask questions, sir. If you do have questions at the end, yes, sir, you have opportunity to ask your questions. Okay. So I just want to quickly go over this as quickly as possible. Okay. So that's that. For co-investing, you put resources together. You have a couple of friends. Even right here, if you want to do co-investing right now, we have a group already that we have already created, a platform that would gather everyone that wants to co-invest, and then we merge you all together. You say the property that you want to invest. We'll list out our various properties, okay, for you to decide which one you want to go into, okay? So Ehi-Kings will act as a facilitator, connecting all of you together to choose a suitable co-investment opportunity that is smooth and transparent. Here, we don't do anything shady. We say in Ehi-Kings that one of our core values is uprightness. Integrity is our core value, and of course, uprightness. We don't do anything shady. Esther is here. She's already on this call. She can tell you over the years how she has helped a lot of people to invest in real estate. And of course, they keep thanking her. They keep thanking me. Ma, thank you for giving me this opportunity. A lot of them have bought one. From one, they bought 5. From 5, they have introduced other people. They have bought several in different of our estates. So this is not a matter of, I don't trust them, I'm not sure. No, Just leave doubt out of it. Okay. So what are the pros of real estate investment? You have passive income, you have growth potentials, you have stability of your finances, of your prosperity. Your prosperity is stable, it is on the increase. That's a trajectory that you are sure of. Okay, today I bought at 10 million naira. Tomorrow I'm sure it will be 15 million naira, 20 million. Like I gave you instance of our estimate that was selling for 5 million naira, it became 10 million naira. Before the end of this year, it will sure become more than 10 million naira. Samsung SM, please mute your mic. That was why we first muted you. You are talking and interrupting this call. Please mute your mic. Okay, there's credibility. I mean, predictability in the business. You can predict your growth rates. You can predict how much you want to earn at the end of the day. If you decide to sell, you can sell at your costs. You can predict how much you want to sell if you want to sell your land. Okay, and of course, the value definitely will increase. There has never been time where real estate reduced in value, where you bought land for 10 million naira and then you now go and sell for 5 million naira because of the economy, because of inflation. It's not possible. Inflation will only help your property to increase. You can't buy a 10 million to go and sell at 5 million. But trust me, you can buy stock today, and with inflation, you can sell less than what you bought. You can lose completely if you don't trade properly, if you don't trade wisely. Am I correct on that? Am I correct on that? So if you want to build your family finance, this is the best way. Co-investing, land banking. Okay, these are exclusive opportunities for families that we have created, that Esther has taught into wise to say, okay, let me help my community, my friends, my fans to build wealth. And we have carved out this strategy to help you do that. And like I said earlier, it is exclusive for a short period of time. So the earlier you decide to take action on which one you want to go into, the better for you. Because trust me, prices of real estate are going up every day. If you think 10 million naira will remain 10 million naira to the end of the year, that's not going to be possible. It will not be possible. 5 million naira that we have selling today, 4 million naira, 3.5 million naira, it will not remain at that price. It is always going to increase in value. That's one thing you must do. So it's not going to be waiting for you till the end of the year. As soon as you can. That's why we gave two options. If you cannot pay it all by yourself, you cannot buy a complete full plot by yourself, co-invest with somebody else. That way, you're also taking advantage of the opportunity. The opportunity is not leaving you out. Okay, I don't have the complete money now, but I want to invest with what I've heard. I want to take this bold step. I want to take, my finances, I want to take it to another level. I want to build wealth. I want to grow my income. I want to leave a legacy for my children. This is the opportunity. If you cannot buy one plot by yourself, you cannot buy 5 plots by yourself, you can co-invest with other people. Then if you can buy on your own, that means you're on the class of land banking. You can do it just by yourself. But if you cannot do it just by yourself, but you have some money somewhere that you can invest, that you want to invest, trust me, if you keep it in the bank, there's no value there. But if you keep it on land, there's value, huge value. I've given you several instances of how you can co-invest. There's this lady, Mrs. Akiwumi. Yeah, she's the ambassador to Greece, right? She did this co-investment opportunity with 4 other people years back. Okay, they bought in Abidjan. Abidjan is very close to where our company is. Now they bought some plots of land at 1.5 million naira each, right? That's 4 of them, that's 6 million naira at that time. Just wanted to invest. They didn't have the complete money to buy, one person, they had the company to buy a plot of land for 6 million naira, but they had 1.5 million naira, and together they bought. That's co-investing. And of course, they laid out the terms and conditions. They stated when they want to sell, the number of years they want to leave it to appreciate before they sell. And when it was time for them to sell, they sold because they have their documents spelled out, I mean, the terms and conditions spelled out and everything documented. It was easy to sell, no qualms, no quarrel, no issues. They sold and, of course, splitted their profits. Guess how much they sold? 21 million naira. Some they bought at 6 million naira. They sold at 21 million. They could have even sold more than that, but that was the number of years they gave themselves to sell. Some that you bought for 1.5 million naira. 21 million naira, if you divide it by 4, that's how much? That's how much? Okay, let's just say 20 million naira divided by 4. Please, I want you to do the calculation so that the figure
it's 5
will be.
million.
Sorry?
5 million now.
That's 5 million naira. The bank will not give you that kind of return. That's Wumi Akikugbe. That's her name. Mrs. Wumi Akikugbe. You can Google it for yourself and check if what I'm telling you is true. Okay, they bought at 1.5 million. They sold for 22 million, not 21 million, 22 million naira in the space of 4 years. 4 years. Some of you have kept money in the bank for years, no interest. They are even collecting on top of it, collecting service charge on top of it, no interest. So we have exclusive opportunities. We have Perfect Garden Estate Ekbe. We have Open Gates Royal Garden Estate Phase 1 and 2. I'm just listing out the properties that we have. We also have Gold and Silver. We have Grace Life Aware. Grace Life Aware is selling for 15 million naira per plot, 600 square meter. Gold and Silver Estate is selling for 4 million naira. Open Gates Royal Garden Estate Phase 1 is selling for 3.5 million naira. The Phase 2 is selling for 4 million naira. And then the Perfect Garden Estate Ekbe is selling for 4 million naira. So I will post the information in the group chat as you deem it fit, whichever one that is of interest to you to invest. Please indicate quickly as you can, and we would guide you through the process of investing. Just state the one that you want to do. Is it land banking? Is it co-investing? Whichever one that you want to go into, just indicate, and then we will guide you through the process of investing. Okay, so I think I'll be giving room for questions now. If you have any questions, please go ahead to, yes, sir. Mr. Taju.
How you doing?
Tajuddin, yes.
Yeah,
Please go ahead, sir.
Can you introduce the name of the company?
Okay, I did that earlier. I'm sure you joined. Yes, the name of the company is Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company.
Okay.
Ehi-Kings, Ehikings, Ehi-Kings Real Estate and Construction Company.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So questions, you have questions?
Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for your time and all what you'll be saying.
Thank you.
Our sister Esther, thank you very much for this opportunity too. The first question is this: do you have any idea of the minimum period it takes for anyone to sell their property, and what kind of returns they make from it? For example, if someone buy property now, like how long do you think that person can
Good
sell?
evening,
Is it from...
sir. Good evening, everyone. I wanted madam to finish first before I greet the house. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Lady of Song. Welcome. Good to have you.
All right, let me.
Thank
you,
you.
ma.
Okay. Yeah. So
continue.
Yes, you asked the minimum number of years anyone has kept their property before they sold, right?
Yeah.
It depends on you. There's really no rules to how you want to keep or how long you want to keep your property. There are no rules to it. It depends on you. If you buy today and say you want to sell tomorrow, it's up to you. right? If you buy today and you want to sell in 2 years' time, it is up to you. But I'll give an instance of a very close person of mine. She's my daughter, one of my daughters, and she bought then. She's into digital marketing, and then she was making a lot of money. So I encouraged her. I said, you need to invest in real estate. She wasn't married at that time, but she had money. I said, you need to save your money. You need to invest. So she was like, I keep my money in the bank and all of that. I said, no, it's not enough to keep your money in the bank. The bank helps you to save. So when you save, you pull it out and then you invest. That's the wisest thing to do. And then she bought, she came for expression and she bought at 2 million naira. The one we are selling for 4 million naira now. She bought at 2 million naira. And after some months, she got married. And then less than a year, she wanted to relocate from Nigeria to the UK with her husband. She needed to travel with her husband. And of course, she needed money to travel. She had gone round, family members asked for help, nobody to give the money that she needed. And she just had few days to when she needed to travel. And she reached out to me. I was like, she needed money and all of that. The only option she has is to sell her land. I said, okay, but that's quite a short period of time to sell. So we helped her to, get a buyer. I had to, just find a way to help her liquidate the land. And guess how much she sold for? 4 million naira. 4 million naira in less than, it was not up to a year, actually. 4 million naira. So it depends on the opportunities that are available. If some people are on due rest, they want to quickly sell, they may sell, less than the market value, right? But it's always advisable that you leave your land to appreciate very well. These two examples I gave now, they left their land for 4 years. Mrs. Buku left hers for 6 years, right? And she sold well. So if you leave it to appreciate longer, the better your return on investment, the more profit you will make. But if you rush to sell, you won't really make as much, return on investments on the property. So the longer you leave to sell, the better.
Okay, sorry, let me still ask you one more question. Under the co-investors scheme,
yes.
do you have any way of informing the investors, the level of appreciation, or rather?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and if they want to say, how do they come to conclusion of selling?
For the co-investing. You mean for the co-investing?
Yes.
Okay, for the co-investing, how it works is that by the time you are paired to the number of people you want to invest with, right? You will agree, are we going to sell in 4 years' time?
Right.
There has to be an agreement. So it's not like somebody is saying, I want to sell today. Another person is saying, no, let's leave it to appreciate now. Why do you want to sell now? No, there'll be an agreement. So there's going to be a legal documentation to it. So it will be an agreement between everybody in that group. So if, for example, you want to co-invest with 3 other people, 4 of you will have to agree that we're going to sell this land 4 years' time, or 3 years' time, or 5 years' time. We're not going to touch it right now. Let's leave it to appreciate. In 4 years' time, we will sell. Then you state out the time that you want to sell. So when it's that time, of course, you market and sell, and then split your profits. If you want to now reinvest, you can reinvest, So, the essence of this webinar is not just to sell and buy land. I need to emphasize that the essence is to build wealth. It's to build wealth. You have money already. Some people can buy 1 plot, but that is not the main thing we are discussing here. We want to help you build wealth. So when you are thinking of this kind of investment, don't be thinking small, right? Don't think small, because it's an opportunity for you to grow your wealth. It's an opportunity. So don't limit your mind to small, 1 plot, 2 plot, 3 plots. No. Expand. If you have to liquidate your savings to do this, trust me, you would benefit it. If you have to liquidate your savings just to invest on real estate, over the years, you will thank me, you will thank Esther, you will thank the company for giving the opportunity to do that. Because you are sure going to make profit out of it. If you keep your money in the bank, it is not the best option for you. It's not the best option for you. So when you're thinking of this kind of investment opportunity, land banking, co-investing, please don't think small. Don't limit yourself to just small investments. Okay. Some people say, okay, maybe I want to just try out first. Fine, test the waters. You may want to try, but trust me, you are dealing with a very credible company. You don't have any reason to be afraid. You don't have any reasons not to invest.
Co-investing. She said she
Yes.
wants to do co-investing, but the question she's asking me, she said the person she wants to add to herself to do this co-investing, she don't want to say her own now. Maybe she like to say in 5 years' time, 6 years' time. But the person is saying she wants to use the money to do something in 2 years' time, and she would love to sell. So if they are buying, for example, they are buying 5 plots together, and one person wants to sell before the other person, will the other person not be able to sell it on her own? Will the person not be able to sell it on her own if one of them wants to sell earlier than the other person?
Because it's a co-investing thing, yes, there needs to have an agreement between the co-investors. If it is one plot that they are buying together, it's not possible to sell for one person to sell in 2 years' time. The only way that will work is
now. Is it possible for two people to buy one plot together?
And there's no need to co-invest, right? If it is one plot.
No.
Okay, so
No.
In that case, what will possibly happen is maybe the value of what the person is investing. We can do the calculation, right? We can do a projected calculation and say, okay, in 2 years' time, this will possibly be valued at this price, and get a buyer or do a refund of the value at 2 years' time. Why the investment still holds, or the person's investment value. If it is 2 plots or 3 plots, that person that wants to sell, if that is what her investment values to, right? That number of plots can be sold out and given to the person. I don't know if you get me. If they co-invest to buy 10 plots, for instance, and they are supposed to sell, one person wants to sell in 5 years' time, the other person wants to sell in 2 years' time. The person that wants to sell in 2 years' time,
don't stress
are you listening? The person that wants to sell in 2 years' time, right? When it is 2 years, the value of what she invested will be sold and given back to her. You get me?
Okay, can I ask another question? Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Because I at a point I came in and out of the meeting. I wanted to find out, do you have any plots in Benin?
Yes, we do have in Benin.
Which areas, please?
Behind State School of Nursing.
Sorry, where's that? I can't remember.
That's Sapler Road.
Is it after Santana Market? Is it after Eka?
Yes, around Limit Road.
Around Limit Road, okay. How much is that going?
56 million. It's quite an open area. Oh, we also have in Obage. Obage was selling for 8 million naira. Obage is very open right now. And it has a C of O.
This is per acre.
Per plots. No, acre is 6 plots.
Okay.
An acre is 6 plots, so per plots. Yes, sir, Mr. Tajuddin.
Yeah. Like if I want to buy, is it possible to buy land every other month, or you have to buy everything at one time?
No. You can buy.
Okay.
You can buy anytime. The business still runs year in, day out. So you can buy anytime. Now, for those who want to buy a loan, right? If you want to buy a loan, we also have payment plan. It's not compulsory that you will pay everything at once, right? We have payment plan. We have 3 months payment plan. We have 6 months payment plan. Now we are also working at having 1 year payment plan, because we found that a lot of people are saying, oh, they cannot pay within 6 months. But it will come with terms and condition. If you are buying plots of land and you're paying within a year, you will not pay the same amount with the person that is paying within 3 months or that is paying outright. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So after this meeting, are we going to get more updates on everything?
Yes. So that is why you need to indicate interest, which one you want to go for. So when you indicate interest, we're going to put a link in the group for those who want to key in immediately, right? You want to start immediately. You want to send a link to the group. You quickly, yes, that's a call to action. We quickly click on the link, and then we would ask further questions and know which options you want to go for. Is it land backing? Is it co-investing? And then we'll give you details, further details as to what we have.
Okay. So can someone go into both of them, like co-investing and
yes,
yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. You can do that. Yes.
Thank you.
So any other question? Mrs. Bridget, you have been on the call since you joined quite early. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you got value for your time. You want to share anything, questions?
I want to ask a question. I don't know, maybe I'll be permitted.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to ask on the co-investment. So my question goes this way. Concerning the co-investment, if
yes,
you have 1 or 2, 3 people, you came together to invest, and at the long run, something that happened along the road. So how do you cope with that issue? Maybe your partner or the
something like what?
Maybe in terms of the person get late. So how do you handle that?
There will be, when you are filling your form, there is always a place for next of kin. So a next of kin should be aware of that investment, and the person takes over from there.
Thank you very much. I'm okay with this.
Okay, thank you.
Do you really have this co-investment in Benin or only in Lagos?
No, it's not only in Benin. Anywhere that is of your choice.
The co-investment.
Any location that is of your choice, you can co-invest. So long as you have other co-investors who are also interested in that location with you, so you co-invest together. So if you're interested in Benin, that Benin land is hot cake. If we show you the video of that location, is massive building coming up, massive construction work coming up in that location. So if you're even looking to invest, maybe you want to do a hotel, you want to build a hotel there, you want to do school, you want to have a supermarket, that location is very, very fantastic for commercial purpose. So you want to do that, and you have someone that you want to invest with, you can opt for that property. We also have the one that is selling for 8 million naira. So it depends on your location. So for those who have interest in Benin and you can't afford to pay 8 million naira for one plot, you can do co-investing. But make sure that you are investing huge, because the essence is to is to build wealth. So you can start today, you can start now, and maybe in 2 months' time, you find out, okay, I have more capital to also invest. You can continue investing. It's not just one off, right? So you can buy today. In 2 months' time, you can also reinvest another estate, another estate, another estate. Just keep investing. We have clients who have investments in almost all our estates. We have more than 14 estates. I just listed the ones that are really upcoming locations that are quite affordable now. So the ones I listed, the 5 I listed, they are the ones that are quite affordable. The range is between 3.5 million to 15 million. 15 million. We have properties that are worth 40 million, 30 million land too. Then we also have houses as well, right? So we would share the various properties, list of properties that we have, and then you look into it and say, okay, this one I'm interested in this, and I want to get this one. So we'll guide you through the process of investing.
So the lands in Benin, sorry to interrupt, the lands in Benin, which areas? Because you only listed 2. I only heard.
I think it's best to send all the areas to the group so we can know the area and the prices of the place.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
The one in Benin is behind State School of Nursing. Like I said, that's Limit Road, behind State School of Nursing, Sapele Road. That area is now the new GRA. So I'm just using that name because it's what most of you will be familiar with. If I say the new GRA, you may not know exactly where I'm talking about. But it's now the new GRA, and properties there are quite expensive right now. And then you can also opt for the one in Obage. Pretty soon we want to look at something more affordable, maybe around Airport Road. But I mean, that is still very much in the process. So when that comes up, you can start with what's available now. And like I said, you can keep increasing on your investments. All right.
Okay,
the essence is to build wealth.
Well, let me,
Yes,
sorry.
please.
As regards to the tangible asset you made mention of, these ones in Lagos, how often or how soon did they do the allocation? Because someone make payment
Allocation is done as soon as you finish making your payments. We usually schedule allocations and we do them in batches. So if we have up to the number of people we want to allocate, we'll send a message. We'll tell you allocation is stated for so and so dates. If you can't come, you have a representative you want to send, they'll come and represent you. If you don't have a representative, we will still send you your allocation documents, right? So you still get it. Anytime you come to Nigeria, you come and see your property.
But that's after selling off the batch, right?
I don't get that, sorry.
I mean, after selling off the batch that you want to sell, that's when you do allocation, right?
After you have finished making payments. When you say batch, you mean batch of the estate or batch of the people you are co-investing with?
No, batch of, I mean, the batch of the estate.
No, like I said, it is done in batches. But maybe for 3-4 months, we can say, okay, those are bought within January to May.
Right.
That's a batch. Yes, that are finished paying. That's a batch. So we'll allocate them at the end of May. That's one batch of allocation. So they finish paying all their money, and then by the end of May, we'll then allocate. That's a batch.
So meaning if someone wants to develop the property and not even think of selling, the person can also develop too, right?
If somebody wants to what?
Develop the property develop the land without selling. Is also allowed to develop the land.
Yes. You can develop. Yes, you don't have to resell. You can develop. Someone else wants to ask a question.
Yes, I have a question, please. Like for example, what you said before, like somebody that don't have the cash immediately, like can do 3 months to 1 year installment, and like when somebody want to buy now, like you have part of the money, but you don't have one, the person is going to choose the location you want. and they will make half of the money until they finish paying before the land will be gotten to the person, or how is it going? Or the person have to pay
Yes.
first before they know the location.
No, you can come and you can know the location. Of course, you must know the location
Okay.
where you are buying. You must know the location
Okay.
first. So if you make a down payment, right? You make a down payment. That down
Yeah.
payment, you will tell us the number of months you want to pay. We'll give you our
Yeah.
terms and conditions. Like I said, anybody that is doing 1 year or 6 months, the price will not be the same with someone that wants to pay outright. So by the time you agree to
Yes,
the
of
terms, you
course.
make your down payment, you finish paying, then we'll allocate your plot. But you will see where you are buying. Just that we will not tell you your plot location until you finish paying.
Okay. Yeah, I also have one more question, please. When you talk about one plot of land, because I usually know about 100 by 100, 50 by 100. So I don't really understand that one plot of land. Is it the same thing?
Sorry, you said?
Like then I used to heard about 50 by 100 or the 100 by 100. The way you mean one plot of land, is it the same size you are talking about, or is different thing?
In Benin,
Yeah.
they measure land 100 by 100, 100 by
Yes.
50.
50,
But in
yes.
Lagos, we do square meters or feet.
Okay.
And in Lagos,
Okay.
one full plot is 600 square meters. That's a full plot. But in Benin, a full plot is 100 by 100. Half plot is
Okay,
100
that
by
is one plot.
50, right? Yes, that's a full plot.
Yes. Okay.
That's one plot.
Okay. One plot. Okay.
So,
One
but
plot could
in
be
Lagos, we
100 by
don't
100.
say, yes,
Yes.
that's for
I know
Benin
it's
measurement. But
different way they are calling it. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
that's
Now
one
I
plot.
understand.
And
Okay.
that one plot, you can build I know Benin people, they are used to flats.
Two
You
flats.
can
Yeah,
build
two flats.
6 flats. You are used to
Uh-huh.
flat, but in Lagos we are used to duplex, we are used to apartments,
Yes.
yes, and bungalows. So not really much of bungalows, duplex
Okay,
apartments, terrace.
you mean now that one plot in Lagos they can build like 4 flats, what do you call it, or 2 flats?
Yes, you
How
can build
many is that?
6 flats, six plots,
6 flats.
six
Okay.
flats rather. Mm. And
Okay, in Lagos.
I also need to mention that we build as well. So if you have land in Benin or in Lagos, or you know someone who is looking for who to build, we build. We build as a
Okay.
company. So we can also help you
Okay.
to build your land. We don't just, not only land we sell buildings as well. And we build for
Okay.
people.
Sorry, please. In Benin, that one plot is 8 million.
We have for 8 million naira, we have for 56 million.
Okay.
Are you interested in the 8 million?
No, I just asked. Yeah, I asked.
Okay. So how many of you are willing to start up right now?
No, you need to go and you need to still have to work on to share the information on the co-investors, you know. Because like what is here now is basically it's only the land banking. Most Benin people are used to land banking. So this co-investor is like the Lagos thing, though you so do it in Benin. But most of many of the property now we've not seen them, we don't know about them. So it's
Yeah.
to show us what's available under the co-investing and what is joinable under co-investor. As you can see, we are all from different countries right now, but it's only you that we still have to, have the table for the co-investing program. When you bring out what is available, then you figure out how many people that will be available. From there, we cannot make decisions, you know.
Okay, so
Yes,
what you're saying
and
is
also yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and also to share the location, to share the location of the group. So how much is this location is cost? How much is this location is cost? So we see it in the group. Then we make a decision which one we need. So which one we can afford. And anyone in the group that want to also do the co-investor, we can also talk to ourselves. I think we can get each other number in the group there. So something like that. Or maybe outside, maybe anywhere that not in the area.
The thing is, let's do it this way. If you are interested in co-investing, we will send a link. You will join the group for co-investing. If you're interested in land banking, we'll send a link and share the. We'll send a link and you will join for land banking, so that I don't start giving too many informations and some people will get confused and which one will I join, which one will I do. So just know that if you are for land banking, just click on the link. We will specify it. That will take you to the group link, and then we will share the opportunities or the properties available in that location. So you will now indicate interest for the one you want to go for that co-investing.
Okay.
If it's for land banking, the same thing. But all the estates, all that we have, you can either do land banking or you can also do co-investing. So you can choose to do land banking, you can choose to do co-investing. Why it is called co-investing is because only you don't want to buy the number of plots that is available. You want to join hands with somebody. So you can say, I want to co-invest in Abijo, Grace Life Abijo, that is selling for 15 million naira. Right, that's the one I like. Who else like Abijo? Come and join me. Who else like Abijo? Come and join me. Together we buy Abijo. That's co-investing. Another person, and you still like Ekpe, only the same you like Ekpe, but only you can afford Ekpe, right? You can now still buy in Ekpe. That's land banking for you. The two, they are also land banking because you are keeping it to appreciate. Do you understand? You are also keeping, whether you co-invest, whether you land bank, the idea is that I'm not going to sell immediately. So the two are still land banking. Why one is different is that you are joining hands with people to buy. The other one, you are buying alone by yourself. But I am not, whichever one I do, I am not going to sell right now. I'm not going to sell next year. I'm not going to sell in 2 years' time. I want to give it some years to appreciate so that when I eventually sell, I am a billionaire or I'm a millionaire, depending on how much you invest. Yes, sir.
Okay, if I may, let me quickly come in.
Yeah,
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Taju, please. He raised up his hands first, then Mr. Philip John.
To someone, yes. I have to look for the people to do that, or you guys gonna do that?
Yeah.
It's either ways. If you have, like I said, if you have people already that you know that you want to co-invest with, you let us know. Would figure it out with you and tell you this is how we will structure it for you. You agree, we'll document it. If you don't have people that you want to invest with, but you want to co-invest, from all of you here, I'm sure some of you would have we have interest in co-investing already. So we now gather you all together and say you would agree on the one you want to go for, and then we pair you. So it's two ways. We are either pairing you or you have people you want to co-invest with.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to ask. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to ask the one at Airport Road. When would that be available?
We are still on it. I can't give a date, but we are working earnestly on that because we want to have an affordable one that most people can easily buy into. But that should not limit you. If you don't wait for that one, start with what's available now.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Flip, you wanted to say something.
Okay, what I was trying to say was, like, personally, the only way things can a little bit get easier for us is for you to be able to, like, do more job for us there. For example, if there is a property that is out for co-investing, you just kind of with this platform, let people know if it is, for example, the party is going for like 20 million. You said, okay, we need 4 people if 4 people can co-invest for this, and from so and so period, they might be able to have it. So if you have 1, you let us know you have 1, it's remaining 2, it's remaining 3. If you can be breaking it down like that, I think it'll be a little bit easier so that when you flip your phone, you see what's available and what's obtainable.
Okay.
You close your phone back. So that's the only way you can really, we can really have time.
Yes.
So yeah, we don't really have time to come and check and, be doing those checking and doing the practical work, So you just look for how you can summarize it. What is available, who
and how much?
And how much. So that's what you can flip
invest.
for us.
I can tell you this estate is available for co-investing. It's selling for this amount. I need 4 people to co-invest and buy at so and so price. If you're interested, join in, right? Okay, that works. So if you think, or you're thinking of anything that's also would be very fixable for you, please don't hesitate to share your options or your suggestions. Thank you so much, Mr. Fliption. I really appreciate that that suggestion. So we would be rounding up this meeting very soon because we don't want to get timed out. Yes, we don't want to get timed out. If you have other suggestions and what you think is doable for you, please don't hesitate to share. Let's hear you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let me. The first time I spoke, I didn't, thank the opportunity that is given on this platform. Well, let me thank Lady of Song for bringing this up. This is a really good one. Thank you, and thank you, for the lecture. I really like it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. So we'll be running up this meeting now. Thank you all so much for joining in. We will reach out to you via the groups, emails. We have your emails. We'll send you emails. But please don't hesitate to not take decision. Take decision as quickly as possible. Decide which one is wanting to hear. Don't go and sleep on this and forget that, you have an opportunity in front of you that you should take advantage of. Trust me, when you want to make a serious decision as this, a lot of things will start coming your way, a lot of distractions. The devil doesn't want you to save your money, doesn't want you to be rich. A lot of distractions. So please don't get distracted. Just stay focused on what we have discussed today. Make up your mind as quickly as possible. Key in, start now. That's it. That's what. Just start now. Trust me, when you start, the grace to complete it will be made available. So don't wait any further. Don't hesitate. Some of you have been working for years. You don't really have much to show for. You don't have that opportunity. But here, an opportunity has presented itself through this platform. So make sure you take advantage of it as quickly as possible. And I'm very sure that you would thank us later that you took this decision. So it will be a goodbye from us now, but we'll still have more of these meetings. Those who will co-invest definitely will be sharing updates as the property increases in value. New locations I'll be having, will share updates with you. Don't hesitate to also invite your family and friends. Let them know what you are also enjoying so that they can also be a part of it. Remember that the knowledge you share comes back to you 2 times more. So when you open up for people to get blessed, God also opens up better channels for you to get blessed as well. Right? So don't keep it to yourself. Tell as many persons that you know can also invest in this opportunity, and God will definitely bless you for doing that. So from me, on behalf of the management and staff of Ehi-Kings. My husband is the MD CEO. His name is Mr. Kingsley, Dr. Kingsley Ehi-Kings. Right. I am just the MDED. I'm the wife. So my husband, you would, over time, by the time you get familiar with the company, you will be seeing his face as well. So he's the MD and I'm the ED of the company. So together we run the business, and we are here to help you build wealth through real estate investing. So thank you so much for your time. God bless you, Esther. Love it. I mean, Lady of Songs, I love you. You know I love you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you all, and see you pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, man. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.